Hello babies, what is up? And for today's video, we're gonna be having another segment for my channel with Dwayne Random, and this segment will be called as DwayneLit. Yes. And let me have my intro first. So for today's first booktubing video, I was able to read a book from a Filipino author, and it is called Dispareo, and that will be our featured book for the first ever video of our booktubing session. I have here 3 books, and it's the trilogy of Dispareo, but in this specific video, I'm going to be talking about Dispareo 1. So let's dig in to the video. This book originally cost for like 225 pesos, pero dahil nagkaroon ng Shopee Psycom Fiesta Sale, nabili ko lang siya ng 195 pesos. And I was able to read this book because, as for you all know, yes, based on the previous video that I just uploaded on this YouTube channel, I went to my workplace in San Felipe, and I was able to get a couple of my books from San Antonio, and I literally grabbed an English book and these 3 books. Pero dahil natuwa ako dun sa pagkakagawa ng author ng book na ito, and yan, so out of boredom, I tried to read this book. Ganda. Ito na nga sabihin ko na nga kung bakit maganda. Diba? So yung physical itsura niya, appearance niya, ito ang naging dahilan kung bakit nagustuhan ko siyang bilhin sa Shopee book sale, yung Fiesta sale nila. Speaking of the illustration, nung nakita ko tong book na, the first thing that comes in my impression is that I'm gonna be reading a zombie apocalypse kind of story. This illustration is made by Jasmine Claire Mabansag. Yung edges niya nasira na sa akin. Ito po ay kagagawan ko, pero nung in-order ko siya, maganda ang condition niya. Every time I have to put it inside my bag. Hindi ko alam kung babasahin ko ba siya, but just in case na break time or wala akong magawa, I have to bring this book with me. So ito ang nangyari. Tignan niyo yung illustration niya, 'di ba? Akala mo zombie apocalypse yung pinapanood, yung babasahin mo. But if you're going to look at the back part of the illustration, ba? The back part of the illustration, makikita mo yung zombie kung ano man ang tawag sa kanya. Zombie siya na nakangiti. Maybe this is not about a zombie kind of story, 'di ba? Baka ito ay may kinalaman sa supernatural problems, mga ganyan, supernatural conflict. So, hindi nga ako nagkamali, and it's about supernatural, mga horror, mga nabuhay ulit na mga nilalang, ganyan. And at the back part, you can see some of the characters that will help you understand the flow of the characters involved in the story. And I'm thankful for Miss Jasmine Claire Mabansag for giving us this kind of illustration. I'm more of a fan doon sa mga hard copies kaysa doon sa soft copies, kasi masakit sa mata magbasa. Kaya lahat ng mga gusto kong books, hanggat maaari sana, nakakabili ako ng mga hard copy kasi mas maganda sa mata magbasa kapag hard copy. The author of the book is Maureen Apdian, also known as Serialsleeper, and some of her notable works ba? Mga famous works niya is yung Vertigo. She loves to write thriller and horror story, Slaughter High 2, and also meron din siyang ginawa na ibang genre ata doon sa thriller na mahilig niyang gawin na mga story, yung Stay Awake Agatha. Oo, and I'm also looking forward to have the copy of that book. I provided a simple, non-spoiler gist of the book. So, first book lang muna tayo, 'di ba? So, first book lang muna yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. Please watch this.
Drayton City is a place which happens to have a dark past. It was once called Vergulio, a village who allegedly worships demons in return for a bountiful harvest. The whole population of this old town were killed by another nearby villagers because of an epidemic which they believe were caused by the Vergulios. 3 years had passed when Shello Snow returned to the said city. She met her company for the whole thrill of hide and seek, including Dana, her best friend, who hated her for suddenly leaving the city without goodbyes. Reyes, her ex-boyfriend whom she did not love back. Axel, the stranger who seems familiar and close to her, but she can't even recall. And some of the characters, namely Harper, Sham, Churchill, Wacky, and the little boy, Peep. The sudden reunion was unlucky because at that time, Drayton City was already terrorized by the souls of dead villagers of Ferculio. They occupied dead bodies which they mutually called as skunks. These dead bodies violently kill innocent residents of Drayton. Every time one of the living are killed, souls would enter their body and transform them into violent and possessed dead killers. That's why Shello and her company are challenged to know their way out of the horrifying town, find out the cause of the weird and frightening events, and identify the missing persons which posters pertain to as Dispareo.
This is the part where I am going to tell my impression about the content of the book. And the book started with a prologue in the chapter 1. Of course, chapter 1 and chapter 2 agad. The prologue, it starts with the prologue that gives yung parang gitna na ng kwento na lumabas na yung mga zombie doon sa story. So, this book is rated 18+, so because of its gore content. Actually, it's violent if you're going to read the book. It's very violent that even the description or the word violent is not enough to tell how gore the happenings in the content. It's so nice that the author was able to come up with those kind of plot that are very unimaginable. Grabe, habang iniisip mo, habang binabasa mo siya, mentally nakakabuo ka ng picture, and that's how great Maureen Apdian is with her book. Yes. Galing. This is a must-read for young adults because the content of the story or the moral of the story is relevant to what they might be experiencing in their lives. It's worth reflecting for the readers of my age. Yes. And on the first read, I thought I was dumped on reading it because yung prologue at saka yung chapter 1 talaga is puzzling. I really don't know who are the characters of the story, what are their involvement in the flow of the story, and so on. But you have to trust the process. May technique si Miss Author sa ginagawa niya kung paano niya ilalabas yung narratives ng bawat involvement ng mga characters sa story. That's why I'm also complimenting the back cover because you can imagine them, mai-imagine mo sila, yung mga involved na characters, andyan sila. Yan, minsan tingin-tingin ka rin dyan para hindi ka malito. And malaking tulong din yung back cover nila. And yes, it's a bit slow-paced. Sabi ko nga sa aking yung notations ko, it's a bit slow-paced kasi sino ba si Shello, sino ba si Dana sa story, sino ba si Reyes, ano ba yung involvement nila, sino ba yung pinakabida. Well, actually, all of them in the story have their own point of views. Meron silang sariling lens sa bawat story na nailabas naman ng maigi ng author dito. I'm giving the readers the chance on how they will view the story. So, kayo nang bahala kung paano nyo. Basta magbibigay lang ako ng aking impressions sa book. So, there were characters introduced quickly, pero you don't really have to worry about it because, yun nga, merong strategy ang ating author kung paano niya ilalabas yung mga stories, yung mga involvement ng mga characters. So, actually, I felt the same way with how Shello and Dana felt in the story. Kasi na-puzzle din ako kung ano ba talagang nangyayari. Yun lang. May problema ba doon sa part na yon? As long as naipagdikit naman ni author yung gusto niyang kwento, okay na ako doon. Happy na ako kasi nasagot naman yung mga questions kagaya nga, sino ba si Dana, sino ba si Shello? Naisagot naman niya through flashbacks na yun yung madalas na makikita nyo dito. And POVs, may mga point of view siyang inilabas para makita mo talaga yung emotions ng mga characters doon. Yan. So, actually, there are conflicts nga, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, there are conflicts for each of the characters on why and how they are involved in the story. They have their own problems in the story. But in this specific book review, I am going to focus on the three main characters of the story, namely Dana, Shello, and Reyes. Sila yung may mga emergent saloobin or morals, relevant themes na inilalabas dito sa book. Meron talaga silang authentic personality na kapag sila na yung nagsalita, alam mo na sila. Parang ganun. Habang tumatagal, nakikilala mo at saka na parang naririnig mo talaga silang nagsasalita. Kasi yung way ng pagbato nila ng linya, alam mo na sila talaga yon. Kasi may halos, kasi friend na sila kasi di ba? Si Dana and si Shello ay childhood friends. Alam mo yung paghahawig nila, pagkakahawig nila, yung ugali nila sa isa't isa, ganun. Lumalabas. Kasi may mga authors kasi pag nagsusulat, yung way lang ng pagsasalita nila yung lumalabas. Pero dito sa story ng Dispareo, may kanya-kanya silang mga lengguwahe sa kung paano sila magsalita. Parang yung attitude nila talaga habang binabato nila yung dialogues nila, nahihiwalay sa bawat isa. And if you're going to read the chapters, every chapter, may mga part na parang akala mo galit lang siya, pero hindi pala siya galit, meron pa pala siyang hidden emotion sa loob niya na i-reveal doon. And on how I put the word, it's deceiving because there are parts na cliffhanging siya. Mahilig siya sa cliffhanger, yung author natin. Na akala mo patay na siya pero hindi pala, lalabas pa siya sa susunod na chapter na may sarili siyang point of view na ganito yung ginawa niya para mabuhay siya. Yung way ng pagkakasabi niya ng mga cliffhangers, like doon sa namatay na bodyguard doon sa story, meron siyang parang sinabi niya na narinig na lamang nila ang pagsabog ng isang bomba, parang I am emphasizing this because there are some authors na parang they have to narrate everything. Pero dito parang alam mo experience na siguro talaga to si Serialsleeper sa paggawa ng story niya kasi hindi mo na kailangang may mga parts siya na hindi niya na kailangang sabihin pa na namatay siya. Gusto ko pang malaman na ano ba, may hihintayin ko pa ba siya, buhay pa ba siya sa susunod na part, ganon. Intense talaga yung parang pag nagsimula yung isang event na patayan, magle-level up, mag-escalate pa sa iba't ibang uri ng violence hanggang sa maging gore na yung story na parang if you are in the situation you would actually think that it's not parang sa Facebook kailangan talaga hindi siya makita. Oo, grabe ka gore. Like, for example, I am going to post 1 or 2 sa mga sinabi niya doon sa ito. Habang hawak ang dalawang paa ng bata, walang ano-ano, inihampas niya ng buong lakas ang katawan at ulo nito sa isang mahabang upuang gawa sa matigas na uri ng kahoy. Yes, I like how the author tried to insert values in her novel, like in the situation of Dana and Shello. Dana and Shello were having conflict with their friendship in their story. We also have Dana on her side of her conflict, missing her parents. Yes, because in the first part of the story, her parents died. Kung paano ang isang kabataan ay ayaw ma-break yung promise nila sa parent nila. And this is also for the young adults who happens to have the situation where they tend to mingle with their friends more than with their family, and that's the moral of it. Kasi may mga part na it tells us in the end of the story that no matter how old we are or no matter how much horrors in our life that we are going to experience, at the end of the day, we still have our parents to be with us, to help us. Shello is also faced her own conflicts in the story. Like, for example, she was physically abused by her grandfather in the story. Shello's experience teaches us to be brave in times of extremely challenging and stressful events in our lives because in the end, we owe our survival to ourselves. Yes, especially if no one can be around to lend a hand. That's why on this specific portion of our book review, I have chosen some quotable quotes in the novel. Have you ever been in the state of being abandoned in a situation or in a friendship? In that specific part, I think Dana was trying to throw a shade on Shello kasi bigla siyang iniwanan, 'di ba, for 3 years, tapos bigla siyang bumalik. So, parang iniisip niya dito na parang pag iniwan ka, hindi yung fact na iniwan ka yung masakit. Yung nagiging masakit, yung fact na kailangan mo pang tanungin yung sarili mo kung bakit ka iniwan ng friend mo, Ganyan yun, 'di ba? That's why kapag nagtanong ka sa sarili mo, bakit kaya masakit kapag iniiwan? 'Di ba? Yun na yung sagot. Yung those kind of questions, kung ano pa ba yung kulang, tend to haunt you. 'Di ba? Yun yun. Dana realized that her parents are missing and she missed them. Same as with my personal experience, I also thought of this thing just after my father died. As young adults, we have lots of strength to do fun. We have the luxury of time to do whatever we want to do. But we have to make sure that we are giving time for our family. Diba? Imbes na giving it to your friends, you have to give it to your family. You'll get to realize that when the time comes, because you cannot bring back the hands of the clock. And when you cannot do that again, you cannot rewind those experiences of being with them, you will certainly regret it. That's why as long as you still have the plenty of time with them, you have to make a bucket list. This is true. We can be submissive, but in the end, if you will let this violence or discrimination or bullying that's happening to you, you will be abused. It's for everyone to understand that there are times when you have to be submissive, but when you feel like it's too much and it's below the belt, fight back in a way that justifies your right and your dignity. Sometimes fighting back prevents us from more serious violence that people can do to us. It's either we become submissive forever and regret for not fighting for ourselves. First, you have to give importance to your friendship. Second, you have to give importance to your family, to your parents. And third, you have to give importance to yourself. And those are the most emergent theme of the novel that I happen to extract. Yes, based doon sa kanilang mga point of view. Most of the reader who are not a Wattpad fan tend to underestimate the wit that are coming from this kind of novels. Actually, I don't discriminate Filipino authors who writes or authors who writes in Wattpad, and those pala, sila bilang mga writers, meron silang mga kanya-kanyang way ng pagsulat, and the only thing that we can do is to appreciate them, especially those Filipino authors that we have right now. Ito yung first book review na nagawa ko for this segment of booktubing, DwayneLit. Maganda yung Dispareo one, and you just have to read it very carefully, read it with appreciation, especially that it's written by a Filipino author. Diba? Suportahan natin yung mga sulat ng ating mga Filipino author. For the next video, I'm gonna be having my book review on the Dispareo Part 2. Yes. Goodbye, babies.